Dogs dressing room as they prepare on the ice in the pregame warm-up tonight for their game against the Oshawa Generals. Steve Clark steps in and joins us now. And Steve, just prior to us getting to the draft selections last Saturday, we had just received an announcement from the Niagara Ice Dogs that Marty Williamson will in fact not be behind the bench tonight due to health concerns.
Yeah, very shocking and surprising news that Marty Williamson with heart issues will miss the rest of the series. Bill Burke told Bill Patras, who just tweeted out that he's going to have a heart procedure, will miss several weeks, but he will be okay. We always think of the human part first, so we really hope that Marty Williamson has a very, very quick recovery, and his health is the primary concern right now. It's bigger than hockey, so David Bell will coach the team tonight with Billy Burke.
We certainly do wish Marty and his family well in this under the circumstances. The Ice Dogs obviously trying to overcome a two-game deficit tonight. That's just one more hurdle for them. But heading into next year, some interesting draft selections on Saturday in the OHL priority selection, and including we had Ben Jones getting the #1 selection here, and he's a big centerman and could bring a lot of offensive upside to the Ice Dogs.
Yeah, great first round for the Niagara Ice Dogs. They had 2 first-round picks thanks to the compensation pick when Logan Brown chose not to report. They traded him to Windsor. #7, they picked Ben Jones. 74 games with the Toronto Marlboros, had 69 points in 74 games. He played a lot of hockey, seemed to be a very smart two-way pivot, and the Ice Dogs grabbed him up high, #7. Good asset to the team and somebody who'll really step in next year, it's expected.
And from the Hamilton area, Hayden Davis, a big defenseman, and there's been suggestions that he's kind of cut from the Dougie Hamilton, Alex Pietrangelo mode. Those are pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah, when you get a comparison like Dougie Hamilton, Alex Pietrangelo, both of those guys went first round in the NHL draft. But played for the Hamilton Huskies, 6'2", about 180, a lot of room to grow. He's even got Dougie's red hair too, by the way. And a lot of guys felt that he could have been drafted a lot higher up, Al. Had an injury, only played 18 games this year, scored 17 points in those 18 games. What a pickup for the Niagara Ice Dogs to get a big defenseman like that to step in and complement who will be the incumbents next year. And it was a wonderful moment on YouTube. They had him watching the OHL draft with his family. The reaction when he was drafted by the Niagara Ice Dogs, the room erupted. He's very happy to be here in Niagara, so the Ice Dogs went 2 for 2 in the first rounds.
And we had a chance, our producer Darren Sawyer had the opportunity on Saturday to catch up with both of the first round picks by the Ice Dogs, and let's go to that interview selection right now.
Oh, it was amazing. Our team started off real strong at the Christmas break when we won our own Marley tournament, and then it just went skyrocketing upward from there with winning the GTHL finals and Game 8 of overtime against the Don Mills Flyers, and then winning in the OHL Cup final as well against the Don Mills Flyers in overtime. It just has been such an amazing season, and just the boys all came together, and it was such a great group of guys as well. I hate losing, so whether it be I have to lay down to block a shot or do anything that I can in order to help my team get the win at the end of the night is something that I think everyone can expect, and I'm going to work my hardest every night and give everything I can for the boys that are sitting beside me.
Well, I think I had a pretty good start to the season. Unfortunately, I had a tough break mid-September. I had a partial tear in my quad from a knee-on-knee hit that I got, so I was sidelined for 3 months, unfortunately. But I felt that I came back strong, and I worked hard while I was off. So I'm a hard-working player for sure. I like to take care of my own end first. I think that's important, and I like to chip in offensively where I can.
And you can certainly see the Dougie Hamilton resemblance in that interview clip with Hayden Davis, as we alluded off the top of this segment. Cameron Bisson, a right winger taken by the Ice Dogs in the 3rd round.
Well, this is a guy who, according to what we heard, Marty Williamson was one of the happiest guys to get. He really was thrilled that he'd slipped to the 3rd round, 51st pick overall. What's to like about him? I may not look it, but I'm an old school guy, so I love to see the combination of goals and penalty minutes. 96 penalty minutes in 24 games last year for his team in Ottawa. Also scored 17 goals. So I think you can see the style of game that he could bring to the Ice Dogs. And as we said, Marty Williamson was thrilled to add him to the lineup.
Maybe they could use him tonight against the Oshawa Generals. Perhaps one of the most interesting picks was the very last one overall in the OHL priority selection. Ben Fox, a stroke survivor in a hockey practice just last year, is selected with the very final pick in the overall draft by the Niagara Ice Dogs.
It's a beautiful sentiment, and it's a very sad story. Somebody who was supposed to be drafted in the OHL draft much higher, the stroke took him out of play. He is now relearning everything. He just got his driver's permit. The Ice Dogs asked for a special exemption to draft him, 302nd overall. He is an area native. I believe he's from Thorold, and it's a wonderful gesture by the Niagara Ice Dogs ownership, and they said they're going to treat him like any other draft pick. He'll get the sweater. He'll probably get to work out with the team. So sad to have him have this happen to him, but so happy he got an opportunity to live out his dream.
Okay, looking down the road, overall results from the draft, what does this mean for the Ice Dogs moving forward?
Well, if you take a look at some of the guys who will be leaving, the overagers and Brandon Hope and Cody Payne, there are going to be some spots to fill. You don't know, Carter Verhaeghe may stick up with the Toronto Marlies next year. I do like the fact that the Ice Dogs went one defenseman, one forward in the first round, and they got guys who have a lot of upside. And Ed Burkholder will tell you, as the scout, you look for upside. Second round, they got a guy from Peterborough, 5'10", 150 pounds, but he can score 61 points in 36 games. Didn't draft a goalie till the 5th round. They got Insay there. They're very high on him. Hard to predict with some of these guys. Some of the guys who's drafted in the 7th round will jump up and dominate. First, second round may slide off. But overall, you have to be very happy when we talk about the main guys the Ice Dogs drafted.
And certainly, perhaps the hardest position to predict how it's going to turn out when you draft someone is in net.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, you take a look at Stephen Dillon this year. He was a second-round draft pick, I believe, of the Niagara Ice Dogs. Got a little bit of time, has been in a mentorship role, being mentored by the older goaltenders as he has been with the team all year. Next year, it'd be a big year for him. Brent Moran started off as a very nervous 16-year-old, became an NHL draft pick. So yeah, goalies, sometimes they're going to be Mark Byzantine, and some guys are going to be, well, Hardy Astroms, I guess, to use a bad goalie reference from the past.
Well, let's hope that there are no Hardy Astroms in this draft for anybody. Don Cherry certainly echoes that sentiment. Thanks very much, Steve. Best of luck tonight up in the booth, and we'll look forward to the call.
Going to be a great game.
Let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll tee up tonight's game for you. Stay with us. You're watching End to End Rush on TV Cogeco.